In the high-stakes world of reality TV, Riley Burruss, daughter of Kandi Burruss, is carving out her own path on Bravo's Next Gen NYC, a show that follows the second-generation children of Real Housewives stars navigating the fierce grind of New York City. But in the most recent episode, a shocking moment left fans reeling. Riley and her friends racked up a jaw-dropping $14 bill at a high-end club, including a $7,000 share for Riley's bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila. When Riley confessed to her mother, Kandi, that she used her credit card for the bill, Kandi's reaction was explosive. "I'm paying for $14,000 bills and Don Julio bottles? Are you kidding me?" she snapped, before warning Riley in disbelief. "You've got too much money to burn, girl. You're really gonna have to figure out your finances, honey." What followed was a raw moment of parental concern clashing with Riley's luxurious NYC lifestyle, a powerful reminder of the tension between fame and responsibility, legacy and independence, and the weight of growing up under the public's watchful eye. Kandi has already brought attention to the show's financial burden. Kandi stressed a strategy during a trip to Brooklyn in a previous episode. After graduating from NYU, with a degree in music business, Riley would have 6 months to find employment or enroll in law school, and a year before her financial support would be discontinued. Riley clarified that she is considering her choices, perhaps DJing or attending Columbia's dual law business school. Kandi's message was firm though: make a financial plan. In this context, Riley has earned money as a digital creator and has early brand relationships with companies like Dark and Lovely, Makeup Forever, and Viva Naturals. However, even that sphere of affluence and early celebrity was warmed by the $14 bottle service. Kandi even uses a napkin to slap Riley in the middle of the conversation in the promo footage. Dialogue: Riley tries to explain that she paid her portion, stating, "It better not be on the card I paid for." It's a mix of tough love and irritation. However, Kandi's primary focus is on responsibility. Riley is being reminded by her that a daughter of brave Brities cannot simply spend money carelessly. This is more than just a financial moment. It serves as a reality check for generations. Riley, 22, is establishing her independence in the fast-paced city of New York City, where she is surrounded by nightlife and social influence. The 49-year-old Grammy winner and seasoned reality star, Kandi wants to make sure her kid becomes financially independent after witnessing a year-long runway of assistance. Although it is the dramatic spark, the $14,000 night is symbolic of something more profound: how famous kids manage to juggle the demands of adulthood, public scrutiny, and parental expectations. The response from critics has been harsh. To be honest, entertainment critics called it a 5-figure bill, pandemonium, and cocktails. The dramatic and humorous irony is further highlighted by another source. Riley is praised by Kim Zuliak's daughter Ariana Bierman as her best friend in New York City, but when Riley reveals that she paid $7,000 for half the bill, the drama takes a turn for the worse. Kandi's presence acts as a balancing during that up and down period between friendship and financial reckoning. Following a lavish spending spree, the mother grounds her daughter. Riley has demonstrated her ability to express herself in numerous contexts. Besides the expenditure scandal at Next Gen NYC, Charlie Zakur, a castmate, called Riley terrifying in episode 3, which aired in mid-June. She called it out as microaggression and refused to let that narrative continue in her composed and self-respecting response. Kandi supported her over the phone, telling Riley that she shouldn't feel bad about speaking up because she is already being scrutinized as a Black woman. Riley has also talked about her personal life, including her reconciliation with her biological father and her difficult on-screen choices. Reddit commenters have called these times unpleasant to watch and cringe-worthy, pointing out Kandi's use of family stories for TV plots. Riley is more than drama, though. She's changing. She noted that NYC feels transactional in contrast to Atlanta's collaborative culture, and that she relocated from Manhattan to Brooklyn in search of a more tranquil setting and better sense of community. She is stepping up, preparing for LSATs, and entertaining music industry paths while keeping in mind her impending self-sufficiency deadline because she understands the strain of inheriting a renowned mother. Online spoofs and clips of Bravo TV have become iconic due to incidents like the $14 charge. These include Kim Zuliak stating she will call Kandi after learning of Riley's friendship and spending sprees, as well as Ariana talking about both. The way Riley reacts in the next episodes will be interesting to see. Will her strategy change as a result of Kandi's intervention? Will Riley be able to make a steady living? Maybe DJ sets or commercial collaborations to help defray the costs of nightlife? Would she find her calling in music or return to law school? For Bravo viewers, how will Riley's journey be impacted by the interpersonal turmoil, Charlie's embarrassing moment, Ariana and Riley's friendship, and future conflicts? The $14,000 club bill isn't just another club scene, after all. A fulcrum is what it is. Her relationship with her mother, her financial maturity, and her moment in the spotlight that challenges her limits. Wrapped in VIP tables and tequila bottles, it creates an engaging TV show, social media hype, and an educational moment. As the season continues, this episode might be Riley's pivotal moment. Will she cut back on her lavish evenings and rainy expenses? Will Kandi's arrival herald a period of strict accountability and love? In any case, right now, the mother-daughter dynamic is more than just amusing. It features lessons from real life being acted out on a reality stage. And under the relentless spotlight of the Big Apple, Bravo fans will be following Riley's every move as she learns to strike a balance between ambition, independence, and financial prudence. Say the word if you want further in-depth analyses of particular moments, or if you want to learn more about Bravo fan reactions, backstage stories, or prediction disputes. The relationship between Kandi Burruss and her daughter Riley Burruss is as strong and enduring as it is occasionally put to the test by the difficulties of puberty, celebrity, and changing family dynamics. A persistent undercurrent of unflinching love and respect for one another has remained at the heart of their relationship throughout the years, despite everything from public scrutiny to teenage rebellion. The detailed account of their highs and lows that follows captures the emotional subtleties, significant events, challenges, and victories that characterize their mother-daughter bond. Riley had been Can's favorite since the beginning. Riley, who was born in 2001, started a life that would unavoidably include media attention. Being a well-known singer, composer, and reality TV celebrity, Kandi prioritized giving Riley a regular upbringing. The Burruss family was woven together by Sunday dinners with loved ones, dancing recitals, family vacations, and regular school schedules. Riley was purposefully shielded from the spotlight of celebrity by his stable, cozy, and warm upbringing. Riley's mother's position changed when she entered her preteen years. In addition to being her parent, Kandi also served as her confidant, advisor, and sometimes drill sergeant when it came to personal accountability, schoolwork, and household duties. Riley began creating her own individuality during these years. She used her passions for music and fashion to express herself, and finally, she made her first appearance on social media. Like in many homes, the transition from childhood to adolescent brought its own set of conflicts. There were tense moments, curfew disputes, debates about haircuts or makeup, and the normal arguments that arise when a teen seeks autonomy and boundaries, all of which were exacerbated by Can's protective tendencies and Riley's attempts to express independence. When Riley started high school, a major stressor appeared. She was exposed to peer pressure and the attention that comes with being a teenager in the public glare as her social circle expanded. Riley started going to high school parties, posting on social media, and exploring the nightlife. Riley's access to cameras and tabloids meant that mistakes may make headlines. Even if most teenagers enjoy this rite of passage, Kandi was divided between being anxious and protective, desiring to protect her kid, but also honoring Riley's need to mature and have her own experiences. Riley's posts about skipping school or going to a party with little adult supervision were one public flashpoint. In the media, worried fans conjectured about problematic conduct. In response, Kandi emphasized Riley's right to privacy, attempting to stop the rumors while also intervening discreetly to help her navigate the circumstance. Riley later said that she felt condemned and that she was not allowed to make errors and grow from them. Kandi came to see how crucial it is to strike a balance between discretion, empathy, and discipline, especially when working with an adolescent who is scrutinized by society. That time frame was a watershed. Kandi promised to be more open and honest with Riley. They sat together to discuss openly expectations, personal accountability, and the particular difficulties of their way of life. She mentioned in interviews that Riley's first cell phone had regulations, mutual access to her social media accounts, no posts after midnight, and no explicit images. Riley said that although she occasionally resented the limitations, she saw their rationale. A process of communal learning ensued. Riley became more conscious of her online presence and realized that her mother was always there to mentor her rather than only chastise her. In terms of creativity, they also relied on one another. Riley found a way to express herself through Kandi's music career. Occasionally, she would accompany her mother in the recording studio, contributing lyrics or melodies. Their collaborative endeavors, which range from honest podcast appearances to Instagram reels, provided a platform for creative camaraderie. Riley was able to view her mother as a mentor in the arts and an authoritative figure as a result of these joint endeavors, which also helped to reduce stress. When Kandi wedded in 2014 and gave birth to her son Ace in 2019, things became even more complicated. Riley experienced emotions that are typical of firstborn children in blended families when the makeup of the family changed, wondering where she fits in, feeling jealous, and worrying about being overshadowed. Being aware of this dynamic, Kandi made a conscious effort to arrange weekend getaways, spa treatments, movie evenings, and solitary mother-daughter time. Riley, however, was preoccupied with her studies and social life and didn't always participate, unintentionally contributing to the insecurity of that firstborn. Riley graduated from Pace Academy in 2019 and went on to attend a university before starting college. Once more, the equilibrium changed. Living away from home part-time allowed her to become more independent, which reduced everyday interactions and increased her ability to make her own decisions. Kandi initially found it difficult to give up some control. In interviews, she said that she found it difficult to let Riley make errors without intervening, but she understood that it was necessary for her daughter's development. Riley valued the trust, but they both agreed that it required difficult talks when arguments became heated or concerns about living arrangements, finances, or academics were more pressing. Riley's visibility in the public eye kept expanding. Influencer alliances, fashion partnerships, and a noticeable social media presence. Mother-daughter relationships developed new complexities as a result of that exposure. Who is in charge of the graphics? Which brands are appropriate? How much of their private lives are revealed? Riley aspired to be recognized as more than just Kandi's daughter. Regarding excessive sharing and the effects of social media celebrity, Kandi was wise. Conflicts arose after Riley shared something Kandi believed may harm her reputation or a brand contract. Riley thought her mother was going too far at other times. Even while the talks weren't always simple, they helped them get closer. Everyone is learning to appreciate the viewpoints of others. The start of the COVID-19 epidemic in 2020 was arguably the most emotionally charged event. Riley returned home during the lockdown. The intended coziness turned into claustrophobia. Two structure-loving parents and a former adolescent are housed together. Little arguments became louder. Complaints about curfews, chores that fit within timetable overlaps, disagreements regarding one another's friendships. Family under lockdown stress was mentioned in the headlines. At home, however, things were candid and intimate. Later, Riley called these months a pressure cooker for his emotions. Kandi acknowledged that she had to walk a tightrope in order to uphold health and safety regulations. However, acknowledging blatant disobedience might backfire. Their first genuine, uncensored heart-to-heart after the lockdown was a turning point after months of stress. They discussed miscommunication, concerns, and the change in behaviors. Riley expressed regret for being irritable and for going out with pals at a risky moment. Kandi admitted that she had come to the realization that her parenting style needed to change. The outcome was a resurgence of comprehension. Yes, new ground rules, but with a dash of compassion and respect for one another. The atmosphere in the house gradually returned to one of empathy. Their partnership has become more stable and leaner since then. Now, in her early 20s, Riley has begun to carve out a niche for herself by juggling her involvement in the Burruss family story, fashion collaborations, social engagement, and college or job. In addition to using her position to raise awareness of concerns, she has embraced charity and supported initiatives related to mental health awareness. Kandi is proud, but she is also aware that things are not always easy. She continues to receive private messages concerning mental health issues, poisonous friendships, and body image. They continue to have ups and downs. Their communication has improved, but they haven't disappeared. Riley, for example, recently got into a fight over a trademark agreement that included explicit material. She was warned about long-term image considerations by Kandi. Seeking creative agency, Riley retorted, "I'm the one wearing it." It resulted in genuine conversation rather than a dramatic outburst. Kandi gave a talk about her life lessons. Riley shared her vision. They reached an agreement. Respectful back and forth, unambiguous language, and a judgment that took into account both viewpoints. Their collaboration on Kandi's reality show, where they cooked family delicacies for charity, was a highlight. Fans said, "Melissa was right. These two are genuinely besties." Seeing them laugh, joke about, and deal with cooking mishaps also reaffirmed what lies beneath the public ups and downs: mutual appreciation, intergenerational trust, and the delight of laughter. But there are still difficulties. Last year, when Riley sought a sizable investment in a fashion venture she was considering, financial management became a touchy subject. Citing accountability and long-term viability, Kandi required her to present a thorough business plan. Riley reacted angrily at first, taking it as a sign of infidelity, but she eventually acknowledged that she valued gaining practical financial knowledge. Eventually, she either reduced her spending or found outside funding. The event turned into another trust-building moment as well as a useful lesson. Additionally, mental health is emphasized. Regarding counseling, both women have been candid. With Kandi's support, Riley has seen a therapist for anxiety. Kandi encourages Riley to be forthright and proactive because she has supported her own emotional wellness path. Their candidness with one another regarding therapy goes beyond self-interest. For viewers, particularly African American moms and daughters, it serves as a role model, normalizing mental health treatment for all ages. Although there are challenges in any generational connection, Kandi and Riley's story is particularly noteworthy due to the following factors: public comments, the music and reality TV industry, the backdrop, the enhanced visibility, the intricacy of the blended family, and the additional element of teenage exploration spurred by social media. These layers exacerbate typical teenage problems. Nevertheless, the love and tenacity are evident. Where Riley moves away, the mother intentionally leans in, the boundaries are tightened. The daughter politely pushes, and dialogue starts. Recognizing the impact of Kandi's support system is also crucial. Her sister, friends, husband, kids, and even therapy. She occasionally turns to her sister Tamika Scott or husband Todd for guidance on striking a balance between disciplining and letting go. Just like any other devoted parent of a stubborn child, decisions like curfew, dating, attire, secrecy, and what's best in a particular circumstance are occasionally influenced by these discussions. Knowing this, Riley enjoys having several supporters who wish her luck, which eases the emotional strain on any one connection. With an eye toward the future, they have co-founded plans: a mother-daughter mentoring program, a possible joint YouTube series in which they share personal narratives, and, based on recent interviews, a plan to investigate joint business endeavors in the fields of fashion and mental health, if they actually do it. The key point is that the relationship has changed from one in which the mother establishes rules and the daughter disobeys them to one in which the two women navigate life together with love as their guiding principle. In retrospect, their love path is characterized by suppleness. Despite some upheaval, the ability to adapt, to forgive, to start over, they have demonstrated how to transform conflict into connection through their common history of mistakes, apologies, and reconciliations. Riley is her best teacher, Kandi once remarked. Both acknowledge that this is a continuous process, as Riley has repeated, adding, "Motherhood has taught her empathy for parents she used to rebel against." Future conflicts will arise when Riley's path continues to deviate from her mother's, then occasionally converge. In the end, their texture is characterized by delicacy, public visibility, creative cooperation, real talk therapy, and faith-driven moorings, but it also embodies a lot of mother-daughter stories, laughter and tears, solidarity and friction, pride and impatience. That additional, although visibility might have caused an irreversible rift. Kandi and Riley decided to have a conversation instead. There are several private conversations for each headline. There's a deeper moment of awareness for each instance of teenage resistance. This is the main lesson that can be drawn from their narrative. Their disagreements can arise and be resolved because of the same love that keeps them united. Publicly visible motherhood hasn't shielded them from growing pains, but it may have made them more thoughtful about how they respond to them. For families navigating contemporary adolescence, these dynamics in all their complex, significant ups and downs serve as a model. When required, push.